But if we are the body, why aren't his arms reaching? Why
I had the opportunity to go to Louisiana on a mission trip with my church. I'm the youth pastor there, and so we had a few students with us as we went. It was we were looking forward to it. It was going to be a great opportunity for us to minister with a church there, to plug into them and to really help them out, put it on the VBS, hand out backpacks, that sort of thing. The very first day that we were there, we were going to have a VBS. And so we were anticipating being able to give out food and to give out school supplies, backpacks. And as we prepared, we were ready, and the time came. And during that day, that time, we had 0 kids show up. And looking back on that day, it was just a day of disappointment. You know, what was the reason for that? Why did we have a day where we simply failed the Lord? That's what it felt like. And so the next day, we're going to have day 2 of our VBS event, and all I can think about is some kids show up, somebody show up, because I do not want to go back to our church and say we failed. We had no kids show up. We couldn't help anyone. The second day we did have some kids show up, and it was a great time. We were able to help out a lot, and it was great. But reflecting on that week, it was real evident that day 1 felt like a failure. But I was reminded that in the eyes of the Lord, God measures success by our obedience to Him. And really, that was something that I needed to hear, and I know plenty of people need to hear, that when we are obedient to God, that is successful to Him. And that day 1, even though it looked like we had failed and we had no kids show up, and day 2 looked like a success because we had all these kids show up, and it was great and fantastic. In the eyes of the Lord, as long as we were obedient to Him and what He was calling us to do and to be, really God says both days are successful, and both days were glorifying to Him, no matter how we measure it. And so it was really a time that I got to learn that and be reminded that when it comes to God, He calls us to be obedient, to plant that seed, to water that seed, and that God will do the rest. So I hope that's something that you can learn or be reminded of as well.
And if we are the body, why aren't his feet go?